This is the wheelie edition of Bring a Trailer.
The wheelie?
No.
Wheelie.
On this week's In the Garage, we're doing motorcycles from Bring a Trailer from the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
How am I going to wheelie?
Well, you accelerate faster than the front can keep on the ground.
You will certainly have to pick something that can do a wheelie.
I hope there's wheelie material.
There should be. Actually, this might be the one.
1995 BMW R100 GS PD Classic. I picked this. I like the Rs. I think the R100 is probably the best in terms of performance, although certainly not the best in terms of style. I would get rid of the windshield
They are the best in terms of performance.
of the Rs. The old Rs. Of the old Rs because they changed them into a newer version. But that's pretty similar to the way they were 30 years before that.
PE stand for?
I have no idea. It might.
I would believe that might be Paris Dakar.
Have a big fuel tank?
So I picked that because I like them.
Oh,
And
Luggage.
I would probably ditch the luggage, take the visor thing off.
really?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of visors.
It's a PB stuff.
Not in that particular case. I think in that case I'd just kind of strip it down a bit.
I think I like that for $7.
There you go. Thanks.
BMW, 10 grand.
We have a 1980 Ducati 900SS.
Yes.
Not cheap,
It's proper.
but it is
It's a proper Ducati.
visually appealing.
This is going on the wall.
I mean, if I had the money, I'd have it, but it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
But it's
1,000.
a good looking bike.
Okay.
They don't make them like that anymore.
Look at that.
Yeah.
It looks fast.
It's got like a little bit of that kind of 80s lines and font style about it, even though the rest of it basically kind of seems like a bike from the 60s, 70s, 60s, whatever. I like the wheels. I like the rake of the exhaust. I like that it's just a tube.
I think those are bevel drive on the camshaft.
Bevel drive?
Yeah. So
Those are Desmodronic, aren't they?
yeah, but yeah, comes up and it's like a bevel drive.
Like pet gears? Like 90-degree bevel gears?
It's not a push rod. So crankshaft driving it. It's a shaft. It's got gears on either end, I think.
Well, that would make sense.
That's just a cool looking beam.
Bevel driven overhead camshafts, cool door.
And for being 44 years old, that's in pretty good nick.
Guessing that's restored.
Or well loved.
But it's going on the wall.
You could do wheelies on that one.
You think?
Yeah.
You could just ride it around and be badass. See that with a 900? That's not a super heavy bike that is making probably a terrifying amount of power for 1980. There was a time, Bear, before you were born when the amount of tire and the amount of power didn't have a whole lot of correlation.
Yeah. Because that's probably about that time.
It's Mo. Don't think? But you can still do a wheelie on it.
Oh yeah.
Set back support with that.
And it's not heavy.
That's like a long little skinny little cool thing.
So I'm a yes if I've got a stupid amount of money.
That's a lot of money.
I didn't look at any prices.
You want
But that's just a cool looking.
Next. Me as well. 2006 Triumph Scrambler. I like Triumph Scramblers.
sold for $4,000.
And that seems like pretty impressively good price for it.
Well, I hope you didn't pick this one.
Sorry.
But that's a cool bike.
It is a cool bike. Good color.
That might be low on the wall, so you can get it on and off.
It's from Dublin, Ohio.
I like the way the air cleaner scoops into the
Yeah.
little cover there.
Pretty neat.
I think Scramblers in general are just kind of fun little bikes.
It looks way older. What year is this?
2006.
Yeah, it looks like a 70s bike.
That's the idea.
Scramblers, yeah. So Ducati and Triumph both kind of make their Scramblers look old, stylistically.
Scramblers are old.
But they could make one that didn't look old, that still did
Right.
Scrambler stuff. They don't.
They got the $700,000 spare band next to it. No. That one's got a shop vac.
So yeah, I'm a yes. And I'll take the one behind it as well.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be a yes, $4,000.
Oh, $4,000.
Yeah.
Pretty nice.
Next.
Ooh, 2023 BMW M1000R. Get your pants out.
Get your pants out?
Get your pants out. But this thing is terrific.
I'm having a real hard time with the part of that sentence that comes before the comma having anything to do with the part of that sentence that comes after.
Trying to understand what get your pants.
I don't know either.
Don't put your shorts on when you're riding that. Get your pants out. 'Cause that thing's seriously
Okay.
gonna fucking blow your shorts off.
They reduce your chance of road rash.
Yeah.
Or public nudity.
Or, yeah.
Uh,
Veggies.
so
It's a 14,250 RPM red line.
Proper.
I just want to say for the record, pants or shorts doesn't have a huge impact on overall wedgie front. That's insane. How much do you think that thing weighs? Well,
Looks tired.
let's put it this way, Bear. My car, which weighs 3,800 pounds, something like that, makes 152 horsepower. So that makes 30% more horsepower than my car.
Yeah.
Shut up. It's neither here nor there. And it's got to weigh no more than 400 pounds, is my guess. Probably less than that.
I mean, I don't know where on the wall that's gonna go, but
That means your horsepower to weight ratio is 0.5.
that's about right. Isn't that where
Find something else where that's the case.
number? 25?
It's a very good number.
20.
That seems about right.
It was 27,000 new.
Yeah.
It's got some modifications.
Some miles.
Mods?
2,600.
It's got some miles, which is going to reduce its value a little bit.
But it's got so the M competition, they have in bikes now.
Yep.
Good to know.
Is it?
Yes.
I don't know. It's got a big old M badge on it.
I like the colors.
Yeah. It looks cool.
I'm going to say
Like,
I'm a no.
you're a no?
For 20 grand and it's gonna blow your socks off?
I don't know.
There's
Bear,
no
Bear,
other way
Bear,
you're gonna blow your hair back.
Bear. How old are you?
47.
No.
86.
63.
I'm old enough that I don't want to ride that.
22.
I like riding motorcycles. I just don't want to ride that motorcycle because I'm too brittle.
So it's going to go on the wall.
Well, the thing is, that's going to increase your
But that's
chances of
gonna go
crashing
wheelie.
significantly.
That's wheelie material.
You can probably wheelie at 90 miles an hour in third gear.
I think it might have wheelie control on it.
I bet it does. It's got a TFT dashboard.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the tires on it.
It does
Surprised
not
it
have
even
enough tire.
To be honest.
Well, it's got to have something so you can stop
Yeah,
going.
but some cool bikes, they just come with one of those stands that wheel in from the back.
Mostly those are race bikes. They have to have some kind of way, if you're going to ride it anywhere and stop, to stop.
People.
So that doesn't have clip-on bars or anything.
I don't know.
So those-
Thousands.
The bars aren't as low as like a sport bike would be.
I don't know.
That's more upright. That's more of a seating position like his BMW.
Sure.
It just has an extra 100 horsepower.
Yeah.
Has a extra 110 horsepower.
It's double, triple.
It's double and some change.
Good. Seen it.
Yes, we have seen that.
1985 K100 RT Cafe Racer. Holy crap. This is a spy versus spy version of Soren's motorcycle.
Spy version?
Spy versus spy version.
I don't know what that
You
means.
have a white one and this one is a black.
It's very different than that one.
Is it?
Uh,
It's not very.
it's a little different
It's got
than.
a different seat.
It's got a different seat.
This
It's got
one's got a cooler seat.
less fender. I wouldn't say that's a cooler seat. You might be right. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I like it. I don't like it. 20 grand, but I don't think it is. It's nice though. Well,
BMW.
they've taken it completely down to pieces parts because all of the mono lever stuff is powder coated. Most of the engine is powder coated. It's nice.
I don't know. That's cool.
Bike.
I don't know what 20 grand is in bikes.
A lot.
Yeah. I mean, they've got a lot in that.
I don't think they have a lot more than you have. Oh.
Maybe.
Thing doesn't even have foot pegs.
Not seeing a lot more than.
Where do you put your feet?
Oh, rack.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of know
Cool
on that.
looking bike. Yeah.
I like sorry.
Mine's going to be more comfortable.
Probably like the seat pan on that better.
Not to mention, I can get yours for 15 grand less than that.
Yeah.
12 grand less.
You'd almost get it for free. Just go over there. Next. Fire.
Ooh.
1941 Indian model 741B. It's got saddlebags and a rifle scabbard. Scabbard is the right word for that. And I like it. I don't know that I like it 21,000,
Better not like it for 21,000.
but I
You didn't
do.
even like your own bike for 20 grand.
It's a different thing. Certainly rarer. But I like the OD green. I like the oldness. I mean, I like old motorcycles.
It was a real military bike.
Huh. So that's a center's,
The 1941 plus 741B.
that's a center stand. It looks like it is attached. Well, fine. But it goes with it. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'd have to see that in person to say for sure. I wouldn't want to spend that much, but it's pretty nice. And it's it's my colors. It's not exactly the version of it I normally go for, but it's green and tan. So,
And apparently comes with a tongue again.
yeah. I'm not sure how that works.
One in it. Maybe it's not a
Maybe it's a Barrett 50
functional.
now.
Well, let's have a look.
Yeah, it looks legit.
Could be demilled. I mean, it's got cuts compensator by Thompson on it. It looks old. That's pretty much correct. Hold on.
Got a full lot of. It's got the giggle switch.
It has a thing that says
Yeah, well, kind of.
What do you mean, kind of? Is it right? Full
I know it says it right there.
Yeah. Let me see. That's all.
That doesn't mean it's real.
I think that means it's real.
Yeah, well, then that means either it doesn't come with it or you got to do a Form 4.
Right now.
Yeah, you do, because the ATF takes that pretty fucking seriously.
You're buying a motorcycle. All you're doing. What if it comes with a toolbox on it? Full of guns.
So it's left-handed gear shift.
Huh.
Now, as a dyslexic, that could be fun.
That's inoperative Thompson
There you go.
is included.
Yeah, that makes sense. So that's still going to be worth probably $1,000.
Yeah.
If it were real and functional, it would be worth more like 30 grand. Because
Yes.
they don't make them anymore. And it's a big pain in the ass to do that. So, next.
Ah,
1985 Honda CB650 SC Nighthawk in blue. And
Next.
first motorcycle I ever was on as a kid. It wasn't that color. It was a brownie orange color, but I also just like those. I do like it. And I do. And I know you don't.
Great.
That is a functional, good-looking motorcycle for $3,300.
It's a functional motorcycle.
that's what they wrote in that movie.
Which movie?
Lazy Rider.
Fine, whatever. I don't care. I like it.
Stop clicking up.
Please, $3,300.
Next.
Sorry, I made you look. Ooh,
Oh my.
who picked this one?
This was me.
Because you don't care, you just want to put it on your wall.
Good looking motorcycle.
What is it?
A 2013 Ducati 1199 Panigale.
Agale.
Panigale. S Tricolor. Il Triton.
Panigale S tricolore. Tricolore.
I don't know how they got 2 miles loaded in the crate, but
Because they do actually test them before they put them in the crate. Some dude in Italy goes zoom around the track.
I think they're V4.
so it's gonna sound like a Chevy.
No, no, that's twin. Sorry, it's twin.
Right?
Those are big cylinders.
Right? And if you want a new bike that's old, there you go.
I can't argue with any of the things you just said, even though I would really like to. I wouldn't be super happy, honestly, about getting a bike in a crate like that because it's been sitting there for 10 years.
Yeah.
That's not great for it.
Okay.
Other than that,
Look at this tail. That was gorgeous.
I guess that's one of those things I also wonder why people do that.
I mean, it could be a dealer thing. I know sometimes they have to buy more than one of something in order to get one. So if somebody comes in and says, "Hey, can you get me one of these?" They go, "Yeah," but they come in packs of two.
Could you just sell it though?
Well, but if you don't sell it, it just sits there getting older.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
It's a thing that could happen.
Maybe this guy, he wanted one, then he got sold two, and he had one, then the other one he checked.
That was an investment.
Not
Good investment.
it could not be in the crate and have had been started once in a while and had the oil moved around.
Maybe it was on the cover.
Yeah.
Or it was those things happened and he just got and kept the crate. Put it back in for selling it.
I like it. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's just gonna go on the wall anyway.
So wasteful.
Okay.
Might even go on the wall in the crate.
Is this a bear also?
Oh yeah, how could you tell?
Because you totally disrespect motorcycles.
What do you mean? This is a 2007 CBR 1000RR with a Repsol.
That means for 17 years it has not been run.
What do you mean?
In 17 years it's moved 43 miles. That can't be good for it.
What do you mean it hasn't run? You don't know it's never run. It's got 43 miles.
Sure. Maybe somebody ran it exactly 1 3/4 miles every year or whatever that works out to. I doubt it.
Brakes have wear.
$29,000.
It just looks cool.
It does look cool. It's a bit more of a sport bike than I tend to go for, but
Come to find out, I like sport bikes.
in the sense of as decoration.
You like bikes?
No, doesn't.
Speaking of race bikes,
What was this thing made out of? Tritium?
it's a Triton Cafe Racer. Triton's because it's Triumph engine and a Norton frame. Triton.
Is that an actual is that a official partnership between them or is that just a thing people do?
Popular.
I thought these Nortons are good, but they should have a Triumph engine. Or the other way around.
Yep.
I hope this thing has an aluminum helmet I can wear when I'm riding it.
Ta-da!
Oh,
Assuming you wear a Euro 8.
good.
It's not
Good.
much of a helmet.
Well, it's a
I don't care about the helmet. I wouldn't use the helmet. I like the bike.
nice bike.
I like a lot about that.
All the Cafe Racer stuff on it.
It's good lines. It's nice shape. It's authentic drum brakes that kind of terrifying. How much did it go for?
Then sold for $82.50.
Oh, that seems like a deal.
It seems pretty good to me. I'd have it.
Next. 1977 Honda CB750. Wow, look how cheap that's going to go.
That's really close to the one you had, isn't it?
Mine's 78 Super Sport.
So reasonably close.
Pretty close.
'Cause that's kind of what I remember the one you had looking like.
That's a CB750K7. Mine was a CB750F. I don't know which.
How much did that go for?
$1,500.
That's you'd be insane not to buy it.
That's the wall hanger.
I'd ride it.
I'll tell you what, it's not going on my fucking wall.
No.
It's a nice looking bike. It's a classic.
Look at it.
It's a classic, Bear. Well, your motorcycle riding forefathers are ashamed of you. Because that's a cool bike.
Have we seen a Kawasaki yet?
We've not seen Kawasaki.
I'd have it.
I don't think anybody picked Kawasaki.
I don't think I did.
I know I didn't.
I think I paid $500 for the 750F.
It didn't have a title though, right?
Had title,
It was a
but it was at a wrecking yard. It's been sitting in their back lot for years.
it was a mechanics liens type thing.
I think it was something they towed, and nobody ever came to pick it up. I don't know what they call that.
Mechanics lien.
Is that mechanics lien?
Well,
Like
it's
a tow?
it's a tow lien, but it's the same thing.
Yes.
So after however many days, they can go down to the title office and go, "Hey, we want to get a lien or get a title for this."
Sold that thing for $2,000.
Yes, you did. I think to the Napa guy.
Yeah.
You did, in fairness, do a fair amount of stuff to it.
I like to make it run.
Yep.
Didn't do that. And ride.
Which
I rode it for a while.
that has 4 separate carbs, right? So that's not
No.
super fun.
From what I remember, I think that all came off apart. They got rebuilt.
And then you have to re-time them or whatever that's called, tune. I remember watching you do that with your carb tune.
Carb tune. That thing's called.
I've got one for the throttle bodies for my BMW.
I've got one. Nobody's provided it.
Ironically, they have little else in common other than the way you tune them. Although they do use the same pucks.
Speaking of BMWs,
Ta-da!
Oh God, I was hoping someone wouldn't pick that.
The McDonald house, the Ronald McDonald BMW.
there was another one that was on here. I think it was the blue one.
No, no, they're all red and yellow.
No, they're not.
No, they are.
No, they're not.
100%.
I don't think you're right here.
Now, every single one of them I have seen has been this stupid color. They have and have not had the big stupid K1 thing, but they've all been red with yellow wheels.
Maybe that was the most common, but I don't think that's the only way you could get them.
So gross.
I mean,
I don't.
if I'm gonna be brutally honest, I don't like that thing. Because I don't like all the cowly bits.
That thing just screams, even though it's a 91, screams like 1988.
It's like
It really has a
Big Bird should go.
before the fall of the Berlin Wall versus after thing. That being said,
Yeah.
It's
That's-
cool that the back comes off and there's no seat there, but
basically the paralever version of the K1100, isn't it?
Yeah. I think these are 1,000. I think this is just like yours. Your engine. I think this might be a 4-valve engine. Actually, I don't think it is. It says it has 95 horsepower.
That's a smidge more than mine's got.
Is it?
At least,
yeah, but yours doesn't have to weigh down all those graphics.
well, mine probably has 30 pounds less plastic on it.
It's got ABS.
And that doesn't work well now.
Brand new.
Might work just fine.
Replaced in June of 2020.
Well, it probably smells like
You
chicken nuggets when you break.
you're just being mean now, Bear.
Yeah, gross.
It is.
Roast
It is.
is not going on my motorcycle.
It is an unappealing color scheme.
Apparently it's the only color scheme
It's
it came in.
not the only color scheme.
You will not deny.
Right. So the last three.
That one's blue.
That is much better.
The last three that sold.
That is much better.
But the last three that sold were red with yellow wheels.
So in the black and in the blue with the silver, the blue with the yellow is still a little McDonald'sy. I mean, it's the wrong color scheme, but it's still a little McDonald'sy.
Red and yellow.
But in the black and the blue and silver,
The
that's
black with the orange.
very Tron looking to me.
I got a Tron bike for
Do you?
It's coming up.
Well,
That's
it needs to be next if it's going.
next. 2007 Honda VFR 800 Interceptor. 25th anniversary.
Is that V4?
800cc V4.
Yeah.
Well, that's it.
I don't.
just think people got the sport bike right in the early to mid 2000s.
I don't particularly like the look of that bike, but I like the mechanics of that bike, and I imagine that it sounds pretty good.
I like the way that bike looks.
And the V4 probably sounds phenomenal.
It does.
Maybe there's video of that. That is a good looking wheel.
It's very Honda.
I like it.
4-volt. Yeah.
How much?
It's cool.
Yep.
Cool. Neat wheels, neat paint job.
How much?
Like you need a cape to ride that thing.
8,000 miles.
You know, it's a funny thing about mileage in motorcycles. Because 20,000 miles is a lot of miles on some motorcycles, and it's not a lot of miles on others.
I think it's not a lot on a BMW, and it's not a lot on.
Well, mine's got 115,000 on it.
Mine's still sitting in a crate somewhere.
Yet to be allocated to bear.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So is that $8 grand?
$5,800.
That's cheap.
There's, yeah.
Sold?
Sold.
It's pretty hard
What a deal.
not to buy that for 5,800,
See those for sale. They're usually around that price.
which is weird because it's a nice bike. Maybe it's a niche thing.
New wheel.
I would think so.
Why is it? It's great.
I don't know why those are cheap.
It looks great.